Hi, folks. I'm back. How are you today? Wow, I just noticed, you know what? You can't even see me very well. I hope that's okay. Tomorrow, when I do another live feed, I'll make it brighter in here. Let me see if I can sit around. No, that's the best I can do, kids. There we go. That was a little brighter. Anyway, so back to the current day of what's going on. Yay, we got the COVID relief package. Everybody stand up and cheer. $1.9 trillion approved by the Democrats. None of the Republicans approved that. Gee, I wonder why. Well, let's figure it out. First of all, $1.9 trillion, only 9% of that is for COVID relief. I put a whole little commentary on what I'm going to talk about, just in case I forget something, because like a lot of people who use teleprompters, I'm not one of those people. I don't, so I'm going by my memory and what's going on in the world today. But this whole thing with only 9% of the money going towards the American people, the rest going toward leftist agenda. One of those things is reparations. Not that I have a problem with African American people or any other race. The problem I have is when you take it to the extreme that they've taken it. They're actually separating white people from black people in this racially divided country that we have now. They're actually doing it in this COVID virus relief package that they're alleging is for the people. All it's doing is causing more division. I will admit, we are going to eventually, when they get around to it, get $1,400 a piece. Oh my, how long is that going to last you? I know this, if you live in California, you're lucky if that lasts you a week. If you live in Kentucky, it might last you a month. I don't know. I live in Ohio, so go figure. But that's what you're getting. And then if you're one of the lucky few to be on unemployment, you're going to get an added $300 a week to your unemployment. That's if you qualify, and I think that's good till August. But I'll tell you what, I was on unemployment in California, and legitimately so. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, they've declassified me as if I no longer deserved it, and they want to take it all back. I'm not the only one. They've done that too. Upon further investigation, they're doing that to 90% of the people receiving unemployment in California. I don't know about the other states. I do know I have a friend in Ohio who ended up having to allegedly pay back $11,000 for something she was entitled to. She's fighting that as well. So all I can tell you is the good government giveth and the good government taketh away. Sound familiar? Yeah, I just kind of twisted a scripture just to show you how backwards this country has become. They're taking God's word and they're twisting it because they give you something and they take it back. Well, God doesn't do that. God isn't an Indian giver. Yes, I said an Indian giver. God is not an Indian giver. I don't apologize for growing up in the 60s, and nobody should apologize for growing up when they grew up. I don't apologize for it. Those are cultural norms. Those are the things that we used to say, the way that we used to talk. We used to play cowboys and Indians. Try doing that today. You'll probably get put in jail for being, I don't know, stupid or doing something illegal, or it might have offended your neighbor. I have no idea. But so meanwhile, back at the farm, we are going to get eventually that $1,400 that was supposed to be $2,000 that they lied about. Now, mind you, this was supposed to come out immediately. It was his promise. Biden promised that as soon as he got elected, he was going to make sure we got that COVID relief. It's going on 3 months now, kids. What can I tell you? And then again, like I said, some people may not have liked the guy, but at least within the last administration, Donald Trump, when he said he was going to do something, he did it. Okay, enough about that. That's just all I have to say on that issue. But at least you knew where you stood. But here with Joe Biden, nobody knows where we stand with him because he doesn't seem to know where he stands with himself. He gets up there and he talks about stuff, and he can't remember why he's there or what he's doing. And he's thanking Nancy Pelosi for allowing him the opportunity to take questions. And boy, when she heard that, what do you suppose happened? Boom, she slammed the curtain down. Live feed gone. So, and in the meantime, where's Kamala Harris? First of all, one of the things the president is supposed to be doing is visiting and making, foreign policy. He's supposed to be visiting with the foreign dignitaries. I'm sorry, where's Kamala Harris? She's visiting with the foreign dignitaries. That's why nobody hears from her. She's in the background saying nothing because she's probably busy trying to figure out what she's going to say to the next foreign dignitary, because I personally believe she's being primed for the presidency. Now, we all have to know, we all have to be honest and admit that Joe Biden is struggling with his cognitive abilities. Seems he either has Alzheimer's or dementia, and he has to basically get permission to speak and be told what to say. So that being said, I wonder how long it's going to take for them to get rid of him and do what they planned to begin with. They knew they couldn't get her in office by asking the American people to vote for Kamala Harris. So instead, they used the puppet on a string. His name is Joe Biden. Do you think they didn't know what he was struggling with? Of course they knew. They're not stupid people. They're just leftist people. That doesn't make them stupid. Although I think being leftist is stupid. However, that being said, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. And they did it. They lied to everybody. They even lied to Bernie Sanders, for God's sake. And Bernie Sanders is, he's not a Democrat nor a Republican. He's an independent. But in his way of thinking, he literally believed that he didn't think it through, in my opinion. Because personally, I like the guy. I do. But I think he's got issues with thinking things through. He believes that minimum wage should be raised to $15 an hour. Well, personally, that's a limited viewpoint. He's only thinking about the short term. Because when you lift it to $15, then you've got small businesses that have to literally close up shop because they can't afford to do that. So they go bankrupt. And then you never see them again. Okay? So that's why, and not only that, but then there's inflation and all that other stuff that happens. So they can't afford it. So they just say, well, if that's what you're going to do, we have to close up shop. Do you think this wasn't a plan? There's Soros in the background just sitting there smiling because he knows big tech's got him all by the you-know-what. They're just, it's just sad. It's just sad because once we lose the small businesses, which is what we all grew up on, okay, once we lose them, then we're stuck with, we have to shop with Amazon. We have to do things with big tech. Anything big tech, they're going to ease out the middle guy. The guy who struggled his whole life and raised his children here to become viable, contributing American citizens. And now for my third rant, and I'm back to the border. I'm telling you, it is such a mess out there. They're not focusing on what to do with these kids. They're focusing on giving names to the places, that these cages that they're putting them in. I just heard that. I'm like, are you kidding me? You need to give a name to this place? I got a good idea. Why don't you give a place for the people instead of throwing them in cages made by Obama and his administration? It's a sad mess. And so let me get back to the thing that I was talking about earlier. I'm not trying to take you all over the map. It's just so much is going on. This thing with Kamala Harris being groomed to be the president, which is something that I do believe they had planned from the start. Once they get rid of Joe Biden, then she's going to be the president of the United States. Isn't that lovely? Again, I said, welcome to the third term of Obama. So what is Kamala Harris going to do when she chooses a vice president? Well, let's see. There's Michelle Obama. She'd love that. There's Nancy Pelosi. She'd love that. She's got all kinds of great choices. Who knows? I wonder if she can choose a former president, Barack Obama. I wouldn't doubt that for a moment. This is what we're in for, guys. This is why I decided I wasn't going to sit there anymore. I was going to do something. So I am, like I said before, going to run for Senate in Ohio because we need as many Republicans as we can get in there. And I wasn't even a Republican in the beginning. I was an independent, for God's sake. But I've got to do something. And we're basically, and it's sad but true, it's Republicans and Democrats. It's a two-party system. And I'm just sorry about that. Because as much as we have different parties, when you join those different parties, you basically end up giving your votes away to whoever's going to win. So I'm going to happily join the Republican Party because, first of all, I really love what Donald Trump did to the Republican Party. Man, he changed its face. He stood it on its ear and made it stand upright. That's what Donald Trump did for the Republican Party. And you know what? He didn't stop because he's not in the office anymore. He's still working with the Republican Party. So I have no problem joining the Republican Party. And that's my take on the thing. But I'm doing that because I want to join the Senate and I want to make a difference in a way that I know I can. I will not stand for this nonsense. I will not stand for this nonsense. I said it yesterday. I am an American citizen and I do not approve. Absolutely not. I think that, like when I grew up, people fought tooth and nail to pass a test to become an American citizen. And now Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have opened the doors like she did in California, like they all did. Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, they all said, come on over, we're a sanctuary state. You can come wherever you want. We'll take care of you. In the meantime, they're behind their lofty towers and locked gates. Nobody can get in. And then those people that they bring over, that they're only bringing over because they want their votes, they're with the homeless community. That's what they want to do with America. They want to turn this great country that we grew up in, the land of the free and the home of the brave. They want to turn this country into the sanctuary country of the world. We'll take care of everybody. No longer America first, kids. It's America last. That's what we get with the current administration, and I'm just sick at it. So, like I said before, I'm tired as heck, and I'm not going to take it anymore. So, not going to just sit there and do nothing. I'm going to join the Senate. So, say a prayer for me because it's by God's grace that I get in. And if I do, looking forward to working with Jim Jordan. Honest to goodness, because I'm telling you, what he's doing in Ohio is actually, it's not even just necessarily Ohio. It's what he's doing for the country. Because I see him on TV on Fox every once in a while. I'll see him. He's in D.C. He's always in D.C. fighting the good fight, you know. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of good people out there fighting the good fight. So for me today, it isn't a partisan thing that I'm doing today. It's an American thing that I'm doing, and it's an American thing that I try to do every day. But this is a mess, and the only way to get out of it is to believe God, pray, and get the Senate back in 2022. And that's part of what I'm working on. So say a prayer for me, folks. I'll say a prayer for you, and we'll get through it together. And don't let your heart be troubled. God is still God. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.